last night. On this hearing, Mr. Chairman, I do want to thank you, thank Mr. Boucher, Mr. Stearns, Mr. Radonovich for working in a bipartisan fashion to protect the privacy and security of every American's personal information. I'm glad that we are working on this in a bipartisan way. I especially appreciate Chairman Rush's agreement to act on the Republicans' data security bill. That bill has implications for the broader privacy discussion, and I hope that that bill will move forward in the full committee. Along with Congressman Markey, I co-chair the Congressional Privacy Caucus, so I'm glad that we are working on these issues in a bipartisan way. I myself, every few days, hit the delete button and clean out all the various cookies on the computers that are in my office and at my home. It's amazing to me how many of those accumulate, and most of the time without absolutely any knowledge of myself or anybody else for that matter, that they're being put on our computer. I think it's a big deal if somebody tracks where you go and what you look at without your personal approval. We wouldn't like that in the non-internet world, and I personally don't like it in the internet world. The information about myself is mine. Unless I choose to share it, I would just assume that it stay my information only. I think that I have the right to know what information people are gathering about me and the right to know what they're doing with it. It's obvious that the public agrees with the statement that I just made, because poll after poll shows that they think that their information and their right to privacy is just as important on the internet as it is in the non-internet world. When I open an email for the new Dallas Cowboys Stadium that is in my congressional district, I don't expect to begin receiving unsolicited ads for airline tickets to the Dallas-Fort Worth area or hotels also in my district in Arlington, Texas. It's obvious that people track what I do and where I go and try to take advantage of that. Fortunately, technology has come quite a ways in protecting the individuals. We started looking at the spyware problem back in the 107th Congress, and thanks to the work of, among others, Congressman Mary Bono Mack, Ed Towns, Chairman Dingell, those spyware infections are not near the problem that they used to be. However, today, companies continue to gather, maintain, and use data through a variety of technological methods. Some of those companies, such as Verizon and Comcast, are large companies. They're regulated in some parts of their business model, and I think they are trying to act appropriately. There are other companies, so-called ISP locators, that I personally don't even know their name. Then you have the in-between companies, the so-called edge companies like Yahoo and Google. Put together, it still is a little bit of a Wild West out there, and I think it's time that Congress begin to look at that and try to bring some law and order to that particular Wild West area. I see that my time's expired, Mr. Chairman, so I'll submit the rest of the statement for the record. Suffice it to say that I'm glad that you and Congressman Boucher are working with the Republicans and taking a serious look at this. I also want to commend the private sector that's here today. It's my understanding that you're working together to come up with some voluntary rules, and it is always preferable, in my opinion, to do it through a voluntary market-based approach as opposed to a mandatory regulatory approach. So in any event, again, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and once again, congratulations to the Democrats for winning the baseball game last night.